Only as time passes will you look back and say, damn, man, that was a really cool time. And it's not going to be about the things on the outside. It's not going to be about the ego. It's not going to be about how you appeared or acquired anything. It was always about who you were being and who you were becoming. Okay. Like, recognize the seasons of your life. Like, there's going to be seasons. The last time I was in this room, it was 6 months ago. It felt like it was 2 years ago. Like, that's how much I've changed just in the past 6 months, to where it doesn't even feel like it doesn't even feel like it happened 6 months ago. Like, start recognizing the things in your life and the phases that you're going through, because the thing is that you're going to look at it, as everyone looks at it, through the eyes of the ego, because that's the way that we've been conditioned. That's the way that we've been programmed to live, based on what's taking place in the physical, rather than thinking of, like, looking at it through the eyes of God. Okay, so you're going to look at your life and think in terms of the physical, and think in terms of where you are right now and everything that you're going through. You're not actually, like, looking at it from a deeper perspective of, oh, I actually went through all of that and it led to this. Okay, whether that be a breakup, whether that be financial issues, job, whatever it is, family. Like, start looking at it from, like, a third eye perspective, from, like, a bird's eye view, that you are just going through a phase in your life. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, the adversity is the greatest thing that can take place in your life. Okay, if you are going through adversity, that is with the relationship, that is with, finances, that is with, your health, whatever it is, give thanks for that adversity, because you think that it's terrible. You think that it could be that it could be avoidable, and maybe it could, but I look at it like you're being taught something through that. Appreciate that. Like, learn through that. Okay, and this is only for the people that are not choosing the vices as an option. Okay, if you don't choose the vices as an option, as a normal human being would, as, like, you are really called here to live as those things, not even as an option, okay, you will actually go through everything that you have to go through and actually be molded perfectly into the version of you that you desire to be. Okay, because it's only through adversity do we grow. Think of the seed that you plant in the ground. Okay, pressure is put on it and it starts to grow. The only way that it grows is through pain. And we grow through pain. We grow through pressure. That's the only way. So when you're going through these things, start appreciating them as you're going through them. I know it sucks. I know it's hard. I know you'd rather not go through it, but that is the only way to what it is that you actually desire. That is the very thing that's going to get you there. And a lot of successful people, they don't talk about this because they want to still be looked at in the eyes of the ego and looked at as, this grandiose person who has always, things have always been perfect for them. Okay, because they want you to look at them like they're untouchable. But I'm telling you right now, they're just like you. They're just like me. They just went through what they had to go through. And they may not want to talk about what they had to go through because it was hard, or, like I said, they don't want you to see that they're human. But know that they had to go through that. Like, the fire that you are going through right now is the same fire that they went through to get to where they are. They just persisted. They just kept going. And now you look at them, wherever they're at in their life, whether they're 30, 40, 50, 60, they're still alive. And they persisted through that. Okay, there's going to come a time where you persist long enough to where it really pays off. And the whole message that I'm sharing with you today is, it's always about who you are being and who you are becoming. Like, really start to enjoy these phases that you are going through, because these phases that, you think may be minuscule, only when you look back can you actually see how, impactful they were on your life and your character, and causing you to become the version of you that you wanted to be, or that you want to be. It's only when you look back. So as you're going through it, start to actually appreciate them as you're going through it, and say to yourself, a year from now, I'm going to look back and I'm going to be like, damn, man, we went through that and we grew so much through that. But this is why it's so important, that your daily habits are on point. Like, the daily habits that I teach in the Higher Self community cause you to align with your higher self, cause you to align with God, cause you to align with the version of you that He created you to be, which is all the same thing. Okay, God is your higher self. Okay, the version of you that you want to be is God. Like, realize that God is not something outside of you. It's being channeled within you. The version of you that He created you to be is God. That's the aura, the energy is God-like. I mean, you think of someone who's extremely successful, like Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, like, any of these guys, or women even, that have done, extremely successful things. They are channeling God. They are channeling the Holy Spirit. Okay. And you when you look at what's actually taking place, you realize it comes down to their daily habits. Okay, the daily habits that I teach cause you to align with God, so that you actually become who He created you to be. You're not engaging in all the nonsense. You have discipline in your life. You have order in your life. You embrace solitude, because you understand that, all these guys or women who have done extremely successful things, they didn't have many friends. They weren't partying. They weren't doing any of these things. If they did, it was very minimal. Okay, they got so driven on their craft. Like, when are you going to get so isolated on your craft and say, this is the only thing that I want to dedicate my life to? This is it. Like, do you realize that that's actually the way that you're supposed to live? Not engaging in all this nonsense, not engaging in all the TV and all the distractions and all the drama and the TV shows and all the junk food and all the vices and all the drinking and the debauchery and the lust. Okay, you're actually supposed to walk with God and fulfill the purpose that He has for you by developing yourself from within and saying no to everything else. Can you get to that place where you just say no to everything else? I mean, do you realize that that's what's actually going to bring you the true joy and fulfillment that you are seeking? Everyone's seeking the joy and fulfillment to come based on the ego. Well, let me get this car. Let me get this amount of money. Let me get this watch. Let me get this girl. Let me get the house. Let me get all these things that they think is going to bring them this joy and fulfillment. And they realize when they receive it, if they receive it, they realize that it just leaves them more and more empty, because what they are seeking is nothing outside of them. What they are seeking is what's within them, of actually following through on what they say that they're going to do and actually becoming who He created them to be. That's the only thing that's actually going to bring you true joy and fulfillment. And that only comes from you actually walking the path aligned with God by removing all these things like I'm talking about. As you remove these things, you start to find that wholeness from within, because you're actually doing what you were called here to do. You're actually doing what you were called here to do. That is the greatest joy and fulfillment that you can bring yourself. It's not any of the accolades. It's not any of the money. It's not any of the material possessions. It's not any of the women or the sex or the drugs or any of that shit. True joy and fulfillment will come from you walking the path that you were born to walk.